Breaking news, the NFL world is buzzing, and the Los Angeles Chargers are right in the spotlight. With kickoff for the 2025 regular season just days away, the stakes have never been higher. Fans, you're about to hear news that could completely reshape how you see the Chargers' future this year. Stay locked in, because what happens next could decide whether this team rises to glory or falls under the weight of expectation. Fans, listen closely. The moment we've all been waiting for is finally here. The 2025 NFL regular season is set to begin, and the Chargers step onto the field with more pressure, more firepower, and more storylines than ever before. Every move this team has made is under the microscope, and the coming weeks could either ignite a new era or leave fans questioning everything. But before we dive into the latest breaking updates, make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, and don't forget to press the bell icon so you never miss any NFL news. Now, let's get to it. Have you ever thought about how a single player can completely change the destiny of an entire franchise? For the Chargers, that story begins and ends with Khalil Mack. His presence is more than just stats on a sheet, he's the kind of player who shifts the energy of an entire defense. And today, while the NFL is still buzzing about the Green Bay Packers' shocking blockbuster deal for Micah Parsons, it's impossible not to think back to the Bears' bold move in 2018. That was the year they brought in Mack from the Raiders, a game-changer who instantly turned Chicago into a contender. The similarities are striking. Both deals cost 2 first-round picks and massive contracts, both shook the league, and both carried one huge question: can one man elevate an entire team? At 34 years old, Khalil Mack is preparing for his 4th season in a Chargers uniform. And here's the remarkable part: even at this stage of his career, he hasn't slowed down. 3 seasons, 3 straight Pro Bowl selections, proof that his dominance isn't fading, it's evolving. More than just numbers, Mack's presence sets the tone for an entire locker room. Jim Harbaugh knows this, and he's made it clear: if the Chargers want to go toe-to-toe with the Kansas City Chiefs, they'll need Mack's experience and leadership every step of the way. Harbaugh doesn't mince words when it comes to Mack. To him, the veteran pass rusher isn't just another player, he's one of the cornerstones in building a team capable of pushing past last season's 11-6 record. The trust is so strong, you can feel it shaping the team's identity. But here's the question echoing across the league: as Green Bay places its faith in Micah Parsons, will his journey mirror what Mack once achieved in Chicago? Only time will tell. What is certain, though, is that the Chargers already have their difference-maker, and his ability to tilt games in their favor makes him priceless. Yet while Mack anchors the defense, a new storyline is quietly taking over the offense. A rookie who could redefine expectations, ignite the fanbase, and possibly change the season's entire direction: Amarian Hampton. The hype isn't just fan-driven either. National analysts have already started to circle Hampton's name. ESPN's Dan Graziano even went as far as predicting that Hampton could rise to claim the title of Offensive Rookie of the Year. If that bold forecast comes true, the Chargers' season won't just be exciting, it could be historic. Only 21 years old, fresh out of North Carolina, Amarian Hampton looks every bit like a star in the making. He's got the size, the instincts, and the raw explosiveness that scouts dream about. His college resume speaks for itself: more than 3,100 rushing yards and 30 touchdowns across his last 2 seasons. He didn't just run the ball, he bulldozed defenses, week after week, until the Chargers had no choice but to spend a first-round pick on him. But here's where the story takes a twist. The Chargers never intended for Hampton to be the centerpiece of the offense this soon. That role was supposed to belong to Najee Harris, the free agent prize with 4 strong years in Pittsburgh and the kind of reliability coaches crave. With his resume and guaranteed contract, Harris seemed locked in as the unquestioned starter. Then came July. A freak accident during Independence Day celebrations left Harris with an eye injury, a setback that cost him almost all of training camp. Suddenly, the plan for the backfield was thrown into chaos. And in that chaos, Hampton stepped forward. The rookie didn't flinch. Even with limited preseason snaps, a calculated move by Jim Harbaugh to protect him, Hampton used every practice to prove himself. Coaches noticed. Teammates noticed. The buzz started to spread. this wasn't just another rookie learning the ropes. This was a player ready to take his shot right now. Now, the idea of Amarian Hampton starting in Week 1 against the Kansas City Chiefs is no longer just speculation, it's becoming a very real possibility. The pressure is already immense for any rookie, but Hampton's challenge comes with an extra layer. He's stepping directly into a race for Offensive Rookie of the Year. And standing on the other side of that race is his new AFC West rival, Ashton Jeanty of the Raiders. Jeanty's numbers at Boise State were nothing short of staggering, over 2,600 rushing yards and 29 touchdowns in a single season. Naturally, the comparisons between the two backs have already taken over the headlines. And for fans, it's more than just individual accolades. If Hampton can outshine Jeanty, it would feel like a symbolic victory inside one of the NFL's fiercest divisions. But this is only part of the story. While Hampton earns the spotlight and Najee Harris works tirelessly to get back to full strength, the Chargers' front office hasn't stood still. Behind the scenes, Jim Harbaugh and the personnel staff have been making careful, calculated adjustments to the roster, shoring up the backfield depth and preparing for every scenario the season might throw their way. And just when fans thought the running back picture was complete, fresh reports from The Athletic's Daniel Popper revealed a surprising twist, a move that few saw coming, and one that could completely reshape the competition. Last Friday, Jim Harbaugh's Chargers made a move that raised eyebrows across the league. In a single day, they brought in not one, not two, but 4 running backs to participate in camp: Amar Johnson, Keelan Robinson, Anthony Tyus, and Owen Wright. Now, none of these names come with superstar billing or massive contracts, but that's not the point. This wasn't about chasing headlines, it was about insurance. It was about making sure the Chargers don't get caught short in one of the most punishing, unpredictable positions in football. If the NFL has taught the Chargers anything in recent years, it's this: you survive a season not just with stars, but with depth. The reasoning behind the move becomes clearer when you look back at what happened with Raheem Sanders. Once viewed as one of the most intriguing undrafted free agents in Harbaugh's system, Sanders never made it past final cuts. Losing him left a void, and Harbaugh doesn't like voids. Depth isn't optional, it's a requirement. So here's how the roster now stands. At the top is Amarian Hampton, the rookie who has quickly turned preseason hype into legitimate expectation. Alongside him is Najee Harris, the veteran with the resume to anchor the backfield once fully healthy. Then there's Hassan Haskins, whose versatility, especially on special teams, makes him an invaluable piece of the puzzle. Behind them, Nyheim Hines adds another wrinkle. Though relegated to the practice squad, his experience gives the Chargers a safety net few teams can match. But perhaps the most intriguing decision came with Harris. Despite missing almost all of training camp, he was still locked into the initial 53-man roster. That choice says everything about the faith this coaching staff has in him, and raises plenty of questions about how the workload will be divided once the season kicks off. All signs point to number 22 suiting up when the Chargers face the Chiefs in Week 1. Najee Harris may not carry the full workload right away, but he's expected to share snaps with rookie Amarian Hampton. And that's where the intrigue begins. Offensive coordinator Greg Roman is keeping his cards close to the chest, and no one quite knows how this backfield committee will be managed. Will Hampton's youth and explosiveness steal the spotlight? Or will Harris's veteran presence steady the ship when the pressure is at its highest? What we do know is that Jim Harbaugh is crafting a roster designed for more than just highlight plays. He's building a team hardened for the grind, a squad capable of weathering the inevitable twists and turns of a long season. The moves made over the past weeks send a clear message: the Chargers aren't leaving anything to chance. This running back room is now a mix of styles and stories. Hampton brings fresh legs, raw power, and the kind of hunger only a rookie can carry. Harris offers stability, leadership, and the calm of experience. Around them, role players like Hassan Haskins and even the insurance provided by Nyheim Hines add layers of depth. It's a puzzle Harbaugh and Roman will continue to adjust, but one that could ultimately give Los Angeles the versatility to attack any defense in the league. And that balance, youth and experience, speed and grit, strategy and boldness, might be exactly what's needed to finally crack the code of Kansas City's dominance in the AFC West. One thing is certain: the Chargers are heading into 2025 fully loaded. Khalil Mack continues to anchor the defense with unmatched authority. Hampton could become the breakout offensive star that tilts the season's narrative. And Harbaugh's fingerprints are everywhere, molding a team that feels sharper, deeper, and hungrier than it has in years. So get ready. Every sign points toward a season packed with drama, surprises, and unforgettable moments. And when that first kickoff against the Chiefs takes flight, the entire NFL will be watching to see if this is finally the year the Chargers deliver on their promise.